The Australian Maltese Chamber of Commerce welcomes new members. For more details, visit their website amcc.org.au. Merħba fil-programm Maltese Down Under, jena Marlin Xikluna inselmilkom. Nixtieq nieħu l-okkażjoni sabiex għannom tiegħi u ta' Mark nirringrazzjakom tal-kummenti pożittivi dwar il-programm. F'dawn l-aħħar ġimgħat kellna l-opportunità li niltaqgħu ma' bosta minnkom telespettaturi tagħna u apprezzajna l-kummenti mill-isbaħ li kellkom. Grazzi ħafna. Il-programm tal-lum ser joħodna f'Melbourne u f'Malta. Ser nitkellmu ma' Edwidge Borg dwar klassijiet tal-Malti fiċ-ċentru Malti ta' Parkville. F'Malta ser nżuru l-awtur Awstraljan ta' nisel Malti Rupert Grech u ser imorru lura fil-kċina ta' Trigan Spiteri. L-ewwel taqsima ser toħodna fiċ-ċentru Malti ta' Parkville fejn Mark Avellino ser jitkellem ma' Edwidge Borg dwar klassijiet tal-lingwa Maltija.
Classes are run on Thursday nights at 6 o'clock. They're catered mostly for adult students. We run these classes on 2 semesters and they run during school terms. We normally run about an average of 17 lessons per semester. Classes are targeted mostly at adult students, but if families want to come along accompanied by the children, we encourage them as well. We run a beginner's class, we have an intermediate class, and we have an advanced class. We also have a conversation class. Depending on the number of students, we run the classes. This semester we have 28 students and we're running a beginner's class and an advanced class and composite with an intermediate class.
As far as learning Maltese, what would be the level you need to have before you actually join the classes?
You do not need to have any knowledge of Maltese. We start from very basic Maltese, learning the phonetical sounds of the alphabet, and we go straight through to conversation classes.
And if they're all running on the same night, does that mean that they're divided into different groups for their levels?
Yes, we have the beginners class is for beginners who have no knowledge or else some knowledge, speak a few words. We assess that when the student comes. If the student finds that the class is too advanced or else it's too elementary, we will advance them into the next class.
And what do you find are the benefits of people learning Maltese?
The benefit of learning Maltese is varied. Most of the students that come here are professionals who deal on not on a daily basis, but have occasion to use the language in their profession. So we've had psychiatrists, physiotherapists, doctors who came here to learn Maltese so that they can communicate better with their patients. Or else, we also have students who are married to Maltese descendants and they want to be involved in the family. Others who have visited the island and purely because they would like to go again, would like to know the language better. Through the language, you learn the culture. And it's also a means of broadening your perspective of the Australian community as well.
It's interesting you mentioned culture. So as part of learning the language, do you also sort of take in some of how it would be used?
In learning how to speak the language, you come across expressions. And it's always good that our teachers are Maltese born and they can explain where these expressions come from, or else similarities to the English, or else the comedy as well as translating literal English expressions into Maltese or Maltese into English. So the lessons are fun lessons. We normally, students who attend these classes want it as purely for their own pleasure.
Mm-hmm. What's the average size of the classes?
The average size of the classes can vary between, we've got 17 to 7 students. For conversation classes, we limit them to about 5 students because our lessons are not very long. We expect our students to do some work at home as well.
Edwidge, the classes are run here at the MCCV in Parkville. How can people best contact you to learn more about the classes?
The best way to contact is either call the MCCV during office hours on 93878922, Melbourne number 03, or else via a website www.mccv.org.au, or else email admin@mccv.org.au. I'm also president of the Federation of Maltese Language Schools in Australia. That means we've got there are schools in various other states. We've got at the moment in New South Wales, there are 2 schools that run. One by the Community Council of New South Wales and another independent classes. And there's also, apart from Melbourne and the Education Department that runs the Saturday School of Languages, there's another class being held now, again, that's been revived in WA. Through the Federation of Maltese Language Schools, we run professional development. And once a year, we try to meet all together so that we can share experiences across all the schools where we can learn from each other, and also any new development that we've picked up from books or literature about teaching the Maltese language. In Victoria, we've attended also LOTE learning through one of the departments. This course involves learning methodology of teaching a language other than English. And you're taught modalities on how to express and get the best out of the student, and the way to devices and other techniques of teaching a language.
Edwidge, you mentioned some other groups in WA and New South Wales, and that there's other opportunities where people are actually learning and the associations starting to communicate together. Does that mean that the interest in learning Maltese has started to grow?
Yes, I think so, because every year we have this influx of new faces and new students wanting to learn Maltese. Whether it's the degree of learning is always dependent on the person itself, because of their wanting to improve on what they know, or else they want to continue learning, or else they're just going simply on a holiday, so they want just a few expressions where they can get by during the holiday.
How did you get into teaching Maltese?
It happened just because one of the teachers who was teaching Maltese here at the Maltese Centre wanted to retire, and at that stage I was president of the Maltese Community Council, and one of our objectives is to further the Maltese language and culture, and I did not want to let that go, so I initially took it up on myself to coordinate, find teachers, and from there it grew up, and it grew and grew, and I'm part of it now. I can't seem to stop.
I guess it gets a bit like an addiction. Once you're sort of doing it, you want to just keep perfecting it, don't you? Yeah. It's been really wonderful to talk to with you today, and I think I encourage anybody to contact the Maltese Community Council here about learning Maltese. The language can't exist without people learning.